Hi folks, Bug Out Brad here with Camo Camping and Fun, and I wanted to do a video for outdoor weather, cold weather gear, just a clothing one, not much equipment. Basically bug out with out the door sort of thing. If you had to go, like say an emergency, the wife's stuck or something like that, and you got to get out and pull them out or whatever, help somebody out, but you need some clothing because you know you're going to be outside. Now, this is what I normally wear to bed, but basically your military fleece pants, which are in the kit. These are just ones I wear to bed. Big old sweatshirt, hoodie type of thing. Sometimes I don't wear the toque. Depends on how cold it is. And basically a Canadian Forces wicking shirt, which I got a few of them, and they're in the kit sort of thing. This type of guy. It's standard Canadian Forces Stanley issue stuff that's in my kit. I love them. That could change though, depending on the temperature, of course, right? Or I could add something heavier um, to it so I could, because I run my room about 60 degrees or lower sometimes with a single blanket. And I just add clothing so that I can basically fire the blanket around me and run out the door if I had to. Um, yeah, and in the summertime, it's just shorts and t-shirt, whatever. The only option I would put in this kit that I have now that I'm going to show you, and I'll take you out into the professional new studio we call the garage, but maybe a fleece hoodie type of thing would be the only option in this kit. And I'll show you the shirt that I have in it. It's pretty well off the charts type of shirt, but basically the difference would be if you had a helmet, so you don't want too many hoods, or if you're not having a helmet, you may want another hood. So let's get into this video. This is the box that I keep that equipment in. And I keep bungees on it because it just helps hold the lid on if you drop it or something like that. Some just standard bungees. And I know this is far away, but we're going to be taking a look at this outside. And sorry about the shadows. That's the way it's done in Tinseltown, right? But you take the lid off, and right away, there's a really inexpensive backpack, which I would never recommend to buy. I didn't know what to do with it, but it's for the extra clothing that you may have left over in this kit. So the whole point of it is to be able to grab this thing, lift it out, get your box out of the way, of course, and there you go. So already you've got something you can throw on with the shoulder strap and that type of thing, so that you do have some hands free, which if you've got some hands free, you can grab your boot bag, which would be, I don't have this set up. I got everything in plastic bags because it's so dusty. We eat by wood, of course, so it's a mess. But there's a boot bag, so that would go out the door in the other hand with my bag over my shoulder. These I have optional boots. I have some at the door in the basement to go at the door. I have another set of very heavy duty Sorels, the climate Max or something like that they're called, and they're in this bag here. So I can grab this. They're actually in a backpack in this bag. So I'm not going to go over that because we're not going to show you the giant boots. The giant boots are actually for colder, more extreme weather. So I'm just going to show you the Sorels I would throw on if I'm, running out to the car or whatever. But so I can grab this stuff, run outside, and the very first thing, like if it was a real emergency, the very first thing on the top of this bag is one of those heavy duty giant, I think it's like 6 mil or something, construction grade garbage bag. And they're great for everything, of course. And that's right on the top. The reason that's there is in case you need something to stand on. If it was wet outside or wet and snowy wherever you're standing, normally you could go to the garage or carport or whatever, but it could be moisture on the ground. So you don't want your socks wet right from the get-go. Okay, so I'll take you out to the garage now, and we'll pull this kit out. It's cold in there, so when I get the kit on, I'll be fine. So bear with me for just a minute. So I forgot to mention, folks, before we go to the garage, I just wanted to show you the power bank that I keep in my bag, or I normally keep this one in the truck in the summertime so it doesn't get frozen, but that would be going with my bag. Also, a really strong little light here to lead with in the bag. And then I also have, I'll just show you the, too much light there. Eh? Let's see if we can show it to you. The temperature in my room. Yeah, there's 60 there. It runs a little cooler at night. But here we have, what I have here is at my bedside is a glow stick that I can hang around my neck. I have a little Phoenix headlamp, so I can throw that around my neck. And of course, this little guy, just a regular light to turn on if the power's out. And this one here is a Phoenix flashlight, a really powerful little flashlight. I love this thing that's rechargeable, right? So I just thought I'd mention that stuff before we hit the garage. Okay, folks, we're back outside in the garage, and it's quite a bit below zero, not too bad, but it's cold enough to make my hands freezing. So I started this video yesterday, and my mic cut out on me. Hopefully it's working right now. It said it was, but I ended up cheating a little bit and getting dressed in the house and then coming out here. My hands still got pretty cold, but I mean, that's because probably I was setting up cameras and all that kind of stuff, you know, so your hands get cold doing all this setting up, right? If you were real situation, you'd probably be moving really fast and starting to sweat. But I'll first, I better take a look at my notes, because it's probably a good thing I had to redo the video because I forgot a few things. The first thing is to show the contents in my bag, my big bag that you don't really have to have a giant bag like that. I just have extra stuff in it. You could probably put maybe your boots in there and just the things you need, you know, with a change of drawers type of thing, that sort of thing. But and I underline contents of the side pouch. So side pouch, hand warmers, all that kind of stuff. Your hand warmers, wipers, sanitized wipers, some tissue, of course, might need that, and a whole stack of rubber gloves, just in case you get into something gooky, an extra big garbage bag, and to top it off, something that comes in handy all the time, which I keep on me too, is some just wiping rags for, you know, your nose or whatever. One of the things I used probably the most camping a couple of years ago was actually a hand rag I kept in my pocket. So who'd have thunk it, right? Okay, so the stuff I'm going to show you that's on the table, I laid out of the bag. We'll start off at this end, and it's just, so this is just a little lighter pair of wind pants for a little warmer weather, which isn't right now, that's for sure. These are great wind pants if they're over top of those big fleece drawers that I showed you there, the long johns that are heavy fleece. I don't know, they're what grade of Polartec they are, but they're huge. I'm starting to actually get a little boiling underneath this system that I've got on, but holy mackerel, it is warm. And folks, this isn't even my really super cold weather gear. It's basically just colder weather, but not freezing cold. I actually have another kit that maybe I'll do another video if you like this kind of stuff and show you that. Oh, and my thumbnail, I got my white winter whites on and my bibs. I've showed some of this stuff in other videos if you watch them, but they're Canadian Forces bibs. Of course, there's a nose wiper rag right in the front pocket, and in the big cargo pockets on the bottom, can't see them through my pants, but I actually keep like extra toques, gloves, and socks. Always extra socks, like in my boot bag. This big bag here is extra socks and extra wicking long johns, and what else is in there? Yeah, and some wicking socks and some army socks. So that's that's a must-have to have if you're going to have anything extra, socks, underwear, that type of thing, if you're going for long distance. But and I pulled out my Mickey Mouse boots. These are what I keep in the truck. What I have on is just the ones that I mentioned probably earlier in the video about just a grab bag at the door with they're actually Baffins. They're not Sorels, they're Baffins, but they're just, you know, the inexpensive Baffins, around $100. I think I got them on sale or something, but I got them extra large so I could put huge socks in them because they're not the greatest thing. The big giant Baffins, of course, are pretty awesome for warmth, but you know, medium-sized boots to move around is a lot easier, especially if you're driving, right? But so those sit in the truck, and I have the big bunny boots as well. I didn't bother bringing them out because I've showed this stuff in another video. If you take a look back at my boot and sock video, it's pretty entertaining to say the least. This little box, just a fire kit. Everything you can think of in there. Fire rods, you know, fire tinders, all that kind of stuff. Lighters, you name it. Pair of leather gloves, just heavy leather gloves that are insulated. Let's see those up close. And I modify all my stuff, of course. Just, even my microphones I had to modify today to stay on my hat. But I just sew a little setup on them, and you can clip them together, hang them off your belt if you want, type of thing. Just an orange hunting vest, an orange hat, big giant orange vest inside the hat, just in case you want to be seen, right? Hunting stuff is always great. Another bag of, yeah, I forgot, more socks. But in this bag, there's these little, if you got tender ankles from working all your life with heavy boots or whatever, those bunny boots tend to bite your ankles a little bit, or Mickey Mouse boots rather. So what I've made up, and I might have shown these in another video as well, is these little like old socks. I just cut the tops off them, make a little stirrup so they don't slide up. But a couple of those around your ankles. I think I even got doubles in that particular bag, just to make sure that you don't get sore ankles. And of course, my phone's ringing. Just one sec. Hello, Mike. I'm doing a video. Just call me back. No problem. Okay, thanks. It's my older brother there. He's still working. Sorry about that. He's still working, so I kind of grabbed the phone and just let him know he'll call me back. So no biggie. But yeah, that's what's in this bag that goes along in the boot bag with the Mickey Mouse boots. Next on the list, some people really like the wool stuff, right? And I have some really high grade wool stuff in here from I think it was Mountain Co-op, but shirt and pants, 100% merino. They're awesome stuff. So that goes along with it. This funky looking hat here was the only sort of oversized hat I could find in camo with something to cover your ears. But what I do is I wear a toque underneath this puppy, and it works really well. Of course, always wearing a peak like I have now, and I even had a peak on in the thumbnail with all the white stuff on in the balaclava and that, which I cut the center eye holes on the balaclava so I could pull the glasses off and on. That wearing glasses, everything fogs up on you all the time, unless you got some sort of air relief there for your nose and everything. But that's not the reason I wear the peak. The peak is for my glasses getting rained on. So if there's bad weather or anything like that, you're going to get stuff in your face. So it's always good to have a peak. I'm just going to check my microphone here. Sorry. Yeah, it's still on. Thank God. Okay, next. Gloves. Big mitts with trigger mitts. And these were from Hank Surplus. These were awesome because they were in HXFG, so they kind of go with the stuff. And some back in the 50s maybe or something, I got these down in the States years ago. cover mitts, and they actually have a hole in the side for your finger to stick out for your trigger. So they go perfectly with these gloves. And what else do we got there? Yeah, inside. So inside those gloves is a pair of wool trigger mitts. I don't know, these are Canadian or American, whatever, but got a nice size pair that fits me. So those are great. Oh, something that's kind of neat. I made this up, a little hand warmer. You can throw it around your neck and then pull it down. It cinches the ends in on it, and it's lined with fleece inside. I guess I had nothing to do one day, so I made this up. Because these Miltech jackets, which we'll talk about in a second, they do have a kind of a lousy hand pocket in them. They don't really have hand warmer pockets up here at the side like some modern hunting jackets and stuff like that. So little drawback. Good to waterproof cover coat though. Anyways, I'll keep going with the list here. Set of high quality knee pads. If you're in the muck and you're down in the snow and all that kind of stuff, and you certainly don't want wet knees. Balaclava, just the polycotton balaclava with the eyeball centerpiece relieved on it for my 4 eyes. You can get these still anywhere pretty near, and as well as the synthetic toque to go with it. And of course, a white painter's hat just to match all the white stuff. No big deal there. And here's, I don't know if I can hold it out so you can get a look at it, but this was, German Army snow poncho. There's the hood. It's got a great big helmet hood on it. Now you can't see it too well, but I'm wearing it in the title picture. I couldn't get the jacket I wanted in. This is just old polycotton stuff. The pants, of course, are Canadian Forces nylon for wet, right? But I couldn't get the old school polycotton jacket and pants. I waited too long on Etsy or something, and I missed on them. But so I bought these. They were brand new. I don't know how old they are. They're brand new. They smelled like stuff they cleaned them with back when they were made. And I just made them into a jacket. And the fact that the sleeves are short doesn't matter because the gauntlets on my gloves come up and cover it. So that's pretty cool. I think I covered just about everything on the table. So check my notes here. Boobs options, like, yeah, extra different. Yeah, and the thickness of layers. Like, we'll get into this stuff, right? This shirt that I got on, and I'll show you when I peel this stuff off. It's unbelievable. But this is a Miltech jacket. It's got the wind skirt inside. You can snap up with a couple of snaps. And I took the liner out because it's just a big fleece liner, which I didn't really like the way it was set up. But so it didn't matter anyways, because what I have on is a Browning Hell's Canyon jacket. So it's basically your puffy jacket, right? That Browning made. It's kind of got a weird collar on it here that notches, but I don't know, it's okay for my short little neck. But it's pretty cool. It was really expensive, but it was on half price at sales stores, so I couldn't resist it and bought it. If I can get this, I even made a little. Yeah, see, I always keep extra little gloves. I keep extra little gloves in all my pockets, all over the place, because you never know when you're going to wreck a pair of gloves. When I used to work on equipment, I always had like 3 or 4 pairs of gloves with me. If I get this thing out, and extra socks I kept in my cargo pants pockets. I made a little stuff sack to put the jacket in out of ATAX material. That I ended up getting the last of the ATAX material. It wasn't waterproof, but that stuff was all gone by the time I tried to get hold of ATAX waterproof material. But it's ripstop, so it's tough stuff. You can always spray with tent spray if you need that waterproof. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Just trying to get my jacket off and keep my gloves on because it is freaking cold in this garage. There we go. But yeah, it's pretty insulated. It's pretty good. I'm basically sweating in this stuff, so, and it's cold in here, so oh, losing my lighting a little bit here. The garage door closed. Yeah, so now I guess the coveralls, you guys have seen those, I guess, in another video. This stuff it's getting hard to come by now, I guess. Canadian Forces stuff, anyways. The strap set up properly there. Yeah, they're turned right around, eh? Yeah, I threw this stuff on quickly, so it's kind of messed up. But basically, let's see if I can get this stuff undone. Basically, I got the coveralls. I don't know if you can see with the giant pockets here. And this shirt, oh, the shirt is by Zap Tactical. I even made a belt out of a Canadian Forces backpack strap. Worked out good because it's got belt loops in here, but there was, I don't know what belt they used. So what if I can get these things off a bit. So here is the Zap Tactical shirt, and I have to take my gloves off to show you this. If the only tricky part about these things, if you don't have like a mock neck type of thing on like this, and this is the Canadian Forces stuff, right? These zippers will kind of bug you if you don't have something. So what I did was, if you didn't have your fancy shirt on or whatever, and you just had a long sleeve tee or something on, I put like an ear warmer neck gaiter thing in the little pouch inside of here. There's a little secret compartment inside of here that's ventilated, I guess, so you can, I don't know, I wouldn't put my socks in there to dry them, that's for sure. There, get it back up. But yeah, I can feel the cold already just peeling that stuff off. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that this shirt is just, it was super expensive at the time from Amazon, but I got one from you, my brother. It's got the little side pocket for your pen, and of course there's some wipers in there. You always need those little guys. And I got it in a large. It fits me sort of form fitting, which I wanted for this type of setup. But normally I have stuff pretty baggy, right? I hope I didn't forget to mention my toque that I'm wearing. That was made by my friend Leslie, who's just off the charts when it comes to knitting. So she made me a camouflage toque. Yeah, thanks, Leslie, by the way. And I still have the socks, camouflage socks that she made me as well. But anyways, I guess this brings the video to a close. It's been too long, I know, blah, 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 and in the end and everything. But I do these videos so that it just sort of gets your juices flowing for creativity, basically. I wrote in my notes. But just to make you think about, if something does happen, hopefully it never does, but you've got the wherewithal to get out there and not have any problems, not freeze to death and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mentioned about you don't need a giant bag like I have. I mentioned about the wool and synthetics, right? The thickness of different layers. You may not need this, so it's always good to have, a thinner shirt on, because this thing here is just boiling right now. I mean, I didn't really need it for doing this video. What else do we got? Yeah. Oh, I was just going to mention my buddy Mystery Trail down in the States. They're going through terrible times down there with the weather and everything. So, and he was doing videos on how he's got a good YouTube channel. That's Mystery Trail, but because he changed his name, so I got to look at it. But yeah, check his channel out. It's great. He's showing you how he got through the cold weather down there. I just pray for those people. But and we're going to get another round of it here. I've got the wood stove going full tilt boogie. So I better get in and stuff it full. And thanks very much for watching. And I do have the best subscribers, by the way, on the planet. So if you can like, share, all that crazy stuff, I appreciate it. And I'll do another video for you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do it on, because I'm all over the map with this stuff. I can't do your regular videos where it's the same thing every time. I don't mind repetitive videos. It doesn't bother me at all. I kind of enjoy some of them because then it nails into my head what they're trying to say. But yeah, I'm kind of like all over the map with my videos, which as long as it's got something to do with outdoors, bug out trucks, that kind of thing, I love it. Thanks very much and have a fantastic day.